Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. So in today's class, we're going to continue with our exercise on inequality. But this time around, we're going to discuss inequality involving decimal numbers. Inequality involving decimal numbers. What are the things we need to put into consideration when solving inequality question involving decimal number? The first thing we need to take note is that we treat the inequality involving decimal number just like the ordinary number. The next thing we need to do is to perform the same operation on both sides. Thirdly, when we are multiplying or dividing by a positive decimal number, we keep the inequality sign unchanged. The inequality sign will not change when you are dividing by positive decimal numbers. The next thing we need to put into consideration is that when you are multiplying or dividing by negative decimal number, the inequality sign will be reversed. It will change when you're dividing by negative decimal number. The next thing we also need to put into consideration is that we clear the decimal if necessary. That is, to make our evaluation easier, we can as well change the decimal number to an ordinary number for easy evaluation. And finally, we check if our answer is correct or not. So let's consider the following question on the screen. I'm going to solve this as an example for you, and I'm going to pose another question which will serve as an exercise for you to practice your knowledge on inequality involving decimal number. So let's get started. Question 1. We are to solve 3.2x plus 23.6 greater than 59.0 minus 8.6x. Now, for easy evaluation, we can as well change this number to an ordinary number by multiplying both sides by 10. We multiply both sides by 10. That is, we say 10 in bracket 3.2x plus 23.6 close bracket greater than 10 in bracket 59.0 minus 8.6x. We close the brackets. Now, if we open the bracket using this 10 times 3.2 will give me 32x plus 10 times 23.6 will give me 236 greater than 10 times 59.0 will give me 590 minus, if we multiply 10 by minus 8.6x will give me minus 86x. So the next thing we need to do is to collect like terms. We're going to be having 32x plus 86x greater than 590 minus 236 minus 236. Now, if we go by this, we're going to be having 108x greater than, if we add up this, if we subtract this, we're going to be having 354. Now, the next thing we need to do is to divide both sides by what? By 118, by the coefficient of x, 118. Now, if we divide this, our x is going to be greater than 354 divided by 118. Divided by 118. And if you take a long division, 118 can go in 354. How many times? It will go 3 times. 3 times 118 will give us 354. So, x is greater than 3. And we can as well represent this on number line, which we're going to discuss in our next video. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification button to receive every new video I'm going to be dropping in my channel. So let's continue with the second question. So the second question says we should evaluate x plus 2.7 greater than or equals to 3.9. So to evaluate this question here, we can either subtract 2.7 from both sides or we just say collect the like terms. So we have x plus 2.7 minus 2.7 greater than or equals to 3.9 minus 2.7. So x will be greater than or equals to 2.7 minus 2.7 will be 0. So we have 3.9 minus 2.7. So we have x to be greater than or equals to 3.9 minus 2.7. You can as well say 39 minus 27 for easy evaluation. You have 1, then you divide your 12 by what? By 10. So you're going to be having 1.2. Our x is greater than or equals to 1.2. The third question, C, says we should evaluate x over 0.2 less than minus 1.6. So in this case, to evaluate and find the value of x, we multiply both sides by 0.2 so as to eliminate this 0.2 here. So we say x over 0.2 multiplied by 0.2 less than minus 1.6 multiplied by 0.2. So that 0.2 can cancel out here. So we have x to be less than minus 1.6 times 0.2. So the next thing we need to do is to multiply 1.6 by 0.2. So to make your work easier, you can just what? Change it to an ordinary number. You have 16 times what? Times 2. And 16 times 2, this will give us what? 32. Don't forget, we multiply the two number by 10. So that will be 100. So we have to divide our final answer by what? By 100. So we move our decimal point 1 and 2. Therefore, your x will be less than minus 0.32. That will be our final answer for the third question. Let's move to the fourth question. The fourth question says that we should evaluate 0.7x minus 1.08 greater than 0.45x plus 1.92. So to make our work easier, we can as well change these decimal numbers to an ordinary number by multiplying both sides by 100. That is, we have 100 in brackets 0.7x minus 1.08 close the bracket greater than 100 in brackets 0.45x plus 1.92. So let's open the bracket by multiplying the numbers by 100. So this is going to give us 70x minus, if you multiply this, you move your decimal point 2 times to the right hand side, that is 1, 2. And this will be 108 greater than 45. If you move this 1, 2, that is 45x plus 1, 2. You have 192. So we have just changed all the numbers to what? To an ordinary number for easy evaluation. So the next thing we need to do now is to collect the like terms. If you collect the like terms, we have 70x minus 45x. Don't forget 45x cross the border of inequality, it changed to minus. So we have minus 45 here greater than 192 plus 108. So if you subtract this, 70 minus 45 is going to give us 25. It's going to give us 25x to be greater than 192 plus 108. And this is going to give us 300. It's going to give us 300. We have 300. Now the next thing we need to do is to divide both sides. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Both sides by x. So that will be 25x divided by 20. So that will be 25x divided by 25 greater than 300 divided by 25. So x will be greater than 25 in 25 is 1, 25 in 300. That is going to give us 12. So we have 12 over 1. Therefore, your x is greater than 12. So 12 will be the final answer for the fourth question. Now let's move to the fifth question. So the fifth question is 0.05 x plus 0.25 open bracket x plus 4 close bracket less than 3.7. So to evaluate this, I said it earlier that we can as well change this decimal number to ordinary number for easy evaluation. And if you are good with decimal number, you can continue with your evaluation directly. But for easy evaluation, it is preferable that we change the decimal number to an ordinary number. We can actually go the two ways. Let me go the two ways and you see that we're still going to get the same answer. So let's get started. So in this case, we're going to be having 0.05x plus 0.25x plus 0.25 times 4 will give us 1.00 less than 3.7. The next thing you need to do is to add up this number. So we'll be having 0.30x plus 1.00 less than 3.7. We have 0.30x less than this plus 1.00 will cross the border and this will be 3.7 minus 1.00. So we have 0.30x less than 2.70. So the next thing we need to do is to divide both sides by 0.30. 0.30 divided by 0.30. So x will be less than. So for easy evaluation, we can just multiply this by 100. We multiply this by 100. So we're going to be having, if you move your decimal point 2 times, 270 divided by 30. So 27 divided by 3, and this will give us 9. Therefore, x is less than 9. X is less than 9. We can as well go the second way by multiplying both sides by what? By 100. But before then, we need to open the bracket before we multiply both sides by 100. So let's go. We can say 0.05x plus 0.25x plus 1.00 less than 3.7. So if you multiply both sides by 100, we're going to be having 0.05x plus 0.25x plus, plus 1.00, close the bracket, less than 3.7 times 100. So if you open this now, this will be 5x plus 25x plus 100 less than 370. So this will be 30x plus 100 less than 370. If you collect the right hands, you have 30x. You have 30x less than 370 minus 100. So we have 30x less than 370 minus 100. This will be 30x to be less than 270. Divide both sides by 30. Divide both sides by 30. X will be less than 9. You can see it's still the same thing as the first one, but it depends on how good you are when working with decimal number or an ordinary number. Nevertheless, we still get your answer. So let's consider the sixth question. Question F. We have 5x minus 0.8 over 0.2 less than or equals to 3.5. So for easy evaluation, all we need to do in this case is to multiply both sides by 0.2. So we have 5x minus 0.8 over 0.2 times 0.2 less than or equals to 3.5 times 0.2. So 0.2 can cancel out 0.2 here. So we have 5x minus 0.8 less than or equals to 3.5 times 0.2. 3.5 times 0.2 is going to give us 0.70. That is, if you multiply both sides, this place. That is, if we express this in ordinary number, then we later divide it by 100. See, we have, this is 70. Then if you divide this by 100, You move your decimal point 2 times, so you have 0.70. So if we collect the like terms, we're going to be having minus 0.8 minus 0.70 less than or equals to minus 5x. So if we add up this number, we're going to be having minus 0.15 less than or equals to minus 5x. So if we divide both sides by negative 5, the inequality sign will change. So we say minus 5 minus 5. So we're going to be having 0.3 minus, of course, minus we cancel out minus, greater than or equals to x. Greater than or equals to x. And we can as well re-express this as s to be less than or equals to 0.3. This will be our final answer. Thank you very much. If you like my video, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in the next slide, I'm going to show you some questions you can practice with to check your knowledge on inequality. See you in the next class. Bye.